Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's stream. Um, we're just kind of late, but it's okay. Look, this is it's a good reason why I'm late. I'm not supposed to be streaming today, but my wife wanted me to stream, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna be playing some Infinity Nikki today because we actually I somehow got that game to work. So I'm gonna give you some context as to what happened. Let me just. Oh, guys, I don't like hearing myself. Half the reason for the noise canceling on my headphones is so I don't have to hear myself. There's a nice, almost strange effect that noise canceling has, where it basically drowns out your own voice, which is nice. But what we're going to be doing today, because I actually fixed it somehow, because apparently it was a real issue. So, thankfully, it wasn't just me, and thankfully, it was a known issue, because they pushed the hotfix again, another patch or something. Which is weird because I didn't get it until I clicked the repair game install files, which is also weird because between me clicking that button, oh sorry, the music is too loud, and the game breaking and fixing, I did nothing but install the game. So from a fresh install, the game was just broken. That's pretty good. Good design. Today is also going to be a fairly chill day because we're also going to be doing some more of that dating game. I think we're gonna finish it by today. I don't know how many chapters are left. I think there's two left. That game is very long. I didn't realize how long it was getting into it, but there's a lot to do. Some interesting things happened as well. Again, I find this to be very funny, and so I'm going to talk about this. This is not an invitation to start talking about these topics on my stream, but more so the fact that the timing of everything was funny. I was initially not going to stream until maybe next week, from when I went on a break at the beginning of December because things are happening, right? And then I thought, you know what? Yeah, I'll just come back and just have fun with it because my wife she was also like, you should de-stress and stuff. So I was like, sure. What's funny is that Luigi has now been caught, which is interesting. His name one is Luigi, so there's a shit ton of memes about him being being one of the Mario brothers, and while Mario is out saving the princess, he's here in New York doing some things. Two, his profile surprisingly is very similar to mine in the sense of his work history. So he was a programmer and an engineer for a lot of his time. He had a master's in comp sci. Very, very, very interesting stuff. Which also means that, strangely enough, my timing and the coincidence and who I am would have absolutely maybe convinced some people to do some, like, I am kind of worried about what would have happened if I stayed away, and then would people have made conspiracy theories, right? Because everything did line up strangely perfectly, and I only ever realized that when somebody told me about that, and I was like, oh no, that is a bit scary. Two or three. It's fascinating to see how he was caught. He was just sitting in a McDonald's. And so Burger King said, we don't snitch or something. I don't know if it's real. I want to believe it's real, but I deleted my Twitter, so I don't really know if it is real. But I was hoping that it was, because I can't imagine how funny that would be if Burger King did post a "we don't snitch" thing. In the context of what happened and stuff. And also, again, it's not a McDonald's employee. It's just some old person who was like, oh, no, I see them. But yeah, that whole situation is evolving in such strange ways that nobody could have imagined anything. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Had to turn off some of the things. And it's funny to see how it all ladders up into one weird timeline thing that we're going through. What's crazy is that about an hour after I talked about that topic on yesterday's stream is when they caught him. I feel like my timing is impeccable in many different ways because, again, I've mentioned this before. Every time I've gone on break, something crazy has happened, which is, I think, a testament to how wild the world is, or rather how interconnected we are. As a reminder, Friday is going to be the Web Fishing Awards. I know that's a weird segue to go into it, but there's no good segue for this. Please do keep in mind that I'll be installing a mod to ensure the safety of the lobby because there's apparently like a ton of bots or something. And man, I feel so bad for that dev too. Apparently the dev got doxxed, which is stupid because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Which is odd to me. Again, like I don't know why people do this stuff. It never really makes sense to me. Fortunately, I think the reality of it is that people tend to be assholes no matter what you do. And the world is surprisingly cruel to people who are just enjoying their life and making something for themselves. What's funny too is that you don't need to buy the game, and so I don't know why people were so mad about different things in the game. All the people who bought the game to play the game bought the game to then complain about it, and I'm like, what are you doing? What's the point of this? But it makes me sort of realize again even more, and I think this is very relevant in today's world. Is there's a lot of people out there who are doing things and saying things that ultimately have no reason to do or say those things because they're not really doing or saying anything else otherwise in their life, which is strange to me, right? Because when they like, why is it so strange, and why are people so intense about this stuff when they're not even living their life to their fullest in the first place? It's because I don't think people know how to, and so what they do is they latch onto these other things. What's funny is that I actually knew somebody a long time ago who was one of those griefers and trolls within games. I asked him why does he do it. And he was like, "Cause it's fun." And I'm like, "You spend like 12 hours on it, man. He spends like a lot of time on it." He's like, "Yeah, it's fun." And I was like, "Don't you want to do anything else with your life? Like, do you want to make a game with me, or because at the time I was making custom maps in Warcraft 3." And he was like, "No, I'm just gonna do my things." And then I was like, "Oh, okay." And then yeah, he just his life went a little downhill for a long time, and then he finally he broke out of it, and he stopped doing it completely. So as soon as he got a real job, as soon as he got a real job, as well as a real life partner, as well as just overall real life things, and like things that he enjoyed doing, responsibilities and things that he wanted to do, he stopped being a weird asshole, which was interesting to me. It's strange that it took so long to get there, but I am glad that he got there. But just to give you an insight into the mindset, yeah, it's really because these people have nothing to do. And I didn't look down on him. Like I literally tried to give him an out because yeah, I could tell it was also self destructive for him too. But we tend to be our worst critics, and we tend to be the worst for ourselves. We tend to layer ourselves into the self destructive mindset. So it was unfortunate to see. But thankfully, he's better now. He actually doesn't ever do this stuff anymore. He actually doesn't even care about this stuff. He just plays games. The only time that he like puts on like a cheat in the game or to mess around is when we do it specifically within our friend groups, just because we want to do like a 20 people versus one cheater game or something, and that's like the only time. Otherwise, it never happens. Or if he wants to mess around with like seeing what a trainer does in the game, which is interesting. Thankfully, as time goes on, this will probably get better or worse. I'm not really sure. But it is interesting to see that a lot of the technology that we have and a lot of the different ways that people play games um, is basically built by people who have no clue what they're doing. And this is not to say that they're bad at it, but to say that it's very hard to know anything about networking and safety and security in the first place. So seeing all that go on and and there's a great video about this called "The Cryptids of Web Phishing," which I think it was by. They probably don't want me to name them at this point, given what I just started the stream with, but by MRIZ. She has a great video about the web phishing cryptid problem with these strange accounts and characters doing strange things. There's even a bot that goes into the chat to dox you by posting your closest airports, which is odd. I don't know why. Wait, there's a new video about haunted chocolatier photos. Oh my god. Isn't that the game by Stardew Valley? Oh my god. Oh my god, there's a new update since December 4th. I've been waiting for this game for so long, and I can't wait to see it. Um, but it's fascinating to see how deep the problem goes. But the Web Phishing Awards will thankfully have a mod in place that hopefully prevents most, if not all, of those issues. So we'll see how it goes. But it should be safe to say that nothing will happen, I think. Because it would be interesting to have it be worse, if that makes sense, over time. Because I think last time the lobby did crash, but I'm not really sure because everyone left at some point. So we're going to see how it goes. I'm also very excited, for this week to basically get back and finish some of our games that we started. So again, Golden Heart and stuff, the dating sim game. And honestly, pretty much for the entire year, we're probably just going to try and finish as many games as we can. There's a list that I'm building up because I know what games are releasing soon that I kind of want to finish before others. Namely, it's going to be Death Stranding. Other than that, there's not that much, but there's quite a few games that I've wanted to see the conclusion to, like Dragon's Dogma 2, for instance, that are much more longer term. So we'll see how it goes. But I am. It is interesting to see how many games we haven't finished. I actually did like a small, almost recap because there's a lot of data you can export from YouTube. And YouTube videos and VODs are probably the best way to see how many games we haven't finished. And boy, oh boy, is there a lot. I'm counting at least, I'm thinking maybe 30, 40 games, roughly. But what's interesting is that we finished more games than I expected. We finished more than 2 games this year, which is nice. And so my little yearly recap thing is going to be very, very empty. Anyways, enough talking. I've been wanting to get to Infinity Nikki for a very, very long time. I have no songs for you today as well. I was going to pick out a song, but I realized there's no song that I would enjoy in the space at the moment. So we're going right into it. Just give me a moment to set things up as I drink some coffee too. I will see you all tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing necessarily. Will probably be more of this and Path of Exile 2, to be honest with you. Because they're very addictive games, and I'll just continue doing what I do. I'll be doing this a bit offline to collect some things as well, just to hang out, but I think this is a good collectathon game to end the day, but Path of Exile 2 kind of fills that void as well. But I will be hopping on Path of Exile 2 for a bit after this, so if you're in the guild, I'll see you there. Bye everyone, have a great night. Sorry YouTube commenters, chatters, I can't talk to you. The Twitch doesn't clarify that term, so peace out, have a good night, enjoy your time. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take lots of pictures of your feet.